Hey people, how are you? WrestleMania 32, it's done, it's over. What did you think? Let us know in the comments down below. Because right now, we're going to tell you what we think. I think the best place to start is with the title itself. Roman Reigns, clutching his shoulder, a one-armed Roman soldier, taking down Triple H. Was that a surprise? No, it wasn't a surprise, was it?
No,
We've been waiting for this for about a year.
Everyone knew that apart from Mum.
Yeah, it should have happened at WrestleMania 31. Obviously, there's a bit of an audible protest against the idea of Roman Reigns being champ, and that really hasn't changed at all, has it? As we heard from all the booing, and it wasn't just at WrestleMania 32. Following night, Monday Night Raw, which is last night, as we speak to you right now, it continued, didn't it? It continued, yeah, and Raw. I don't think much of that, to be honest.
It's the worst Raw after WrestleMania.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. So, Roman Reigns, as expected, as predicted, is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. I've got a feeling someone's gone off to fetch a belt, just to emphasise the fact that we know he's the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And there you have it. Roman, let's borrow this just for this particular video.
No, it's mine.
You're the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, what else was that? Well, I have to say, we did get a WrestleMania moment. There's not often these days that I'm watching some WWE and I think, oh, is he really going to do that? And seeing Shane McMahon looking up at the top of the cell, and we all knew what he was going to do, but even when he climbed to the top and he was looking down, I was thinking, well, something's got to happen. He can't land on Taker. He can't land on the table. That's too rough a landing. Not for Shane. Shane O'Mac was the man. He was the man, and he did it, and fair play to him. So his appearance on Monday Night Raw, you could see he was moving very slowly.
So he didn't hurt himself.
Very slowly. I think he's a bit fragile in areas that he'd probably forgotten existed. But it was a great fight, and I'm glad to see that Undertaker didn't lose, because it would have been a shame to see Taker start losing to all comers, having obviously lost the streak a couple of years back. So glad that Taker came out with a victory. And in between, a bit of an odd one, is the Andre the Giant, wasn't it? The Andre the Giant trophy. And who was the winner?
Baron Corbin.
An NXT man. Now, it's a bit strange because we've had quite a few people from NXT coming through. We saw Sami Zayn in action, obviously, in WrestleMania and in Raw on Monday. And just wondering, how many more people are going to try and bring through? Because they've got people right now who are not being used very much. People like Tyler Breeze just come out now and again to get the odd whooping. Big Cass and Enzo Amore, I mean, they didn't even have a fight, did they?
No.
They came out, took the mick out of the Dudleys for a bit, and that was it. So
and then literally just mocked them.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, let's go.
So is that them arriving properly? You can hardly say they've made a proper debut because they haven't had a match. So yeah, Raw was a bit odd. But anyway, back to WrestleMania. That was the last three events of the evening that we spoke about. Obviously, business began in front of a half-full stadium with Kalisto defeating Ryback. No big surprises there. The 10 Diva Challenge. Again, as we said, Brie Bella was going to figure large, and she did, and within an hour had announced her retirement. Again, no big shocks there. And what else was there? Just before the break was the Usos and the Dudleys. That pretty pointless again, to be honest. So, I mean, it's pretty long. It was a long kickoff show. It was a long evening in total. If those of you who saw our preview remember, I was actually writing for Yahoo with a 2-hour kickoff show, and then the WrestleMania show itself went on for 5 hours. That was a 7-hour extravaganza. I was a bit tired at the end of that, bearing in mind that UK time it was 10 o'clock in the evening till 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, I was feeling the after effects of that, I have to say. Anyway, into the main event itself. Now, the ladder match, I did enjoy the ladder match for various reasons. There was Kevin Owens putting himself about a bit, as he likes to do. Sami Zayn bouncing around, having a bit of fun. Miz showing off and paying the price because Zack Ryder did the job. And it's his first WrestleMania win, first WrestleMania moment, certainly. But the sad thing there, of course, was Monday Night Raw. What happens? He lets himself get goaded by Miz. There's a little cameo where his dad gets involved and pushes Miz over, and then Miz's wife comes out, Mrs. Miz comes out and smacks Zack Ryder's dad round the face. and that distraction allows Miz to win the title back. So poor Zack Ryder. And it was probably less than 24 hours, maybe 23 hours perhaps. So yeah, I wasn't really happy with that, to be honest. I was happy with the fact that he'd won it, because it's nice to have something different. I wasn't happy with the fact that he's now gone straight back to Miz. A big deal. The tag team match between The New Day and League of Nations, which again, it was something that I'd got the feeling that League of Nations had to win it, because this was going to be one of the rare opportunities for them to beat The New Day, because the title wasn't on the line. But of course, that prompted, now this was a bit of fun, that prompted the arrival of three amigos. I'm not too sure where Mick Foley's from, but certainly Shawnee Michaels and Stone Cold Steve Austin are very much Texas boys. It was just, it was great to see Shawnee Michaels delivering some sweet chin music. And of course, Xavier Woods thinking he could teach Stone Cold Steve Austin how to dance.
I'm not doing it.
No. So, he's got the moves. And obviously got what he was asking for, a Stone Cold Stunner. So that was the end of that. So that was quite a nice little cameo appearance. AJ Styles and Jericho. A bit surprised that Jericho came through with the win there. It gave both of them a chance to show what they could do, but it wasn't a brilliant match, was it? It wasn't a bad match. It was just pretty much what you'd expect. Both trying each other's finishes as well, just to mix things up a bit. But you tend to get that in some of the bigger pay-per-view shows, don't you? And, of course, the Divas match. Now, that was a disappointing, but interesting, because we got what we expected, which was the new women's title. And, in fact, turned out the girls were fighting for that new title very much on WrestleMania evening. But Charlotte again. I really thought it could have been Sashar, but it wasn't Sashar. It was Charlotte. And, of course, she's tried to herald in the new era on Monday Night Raw and got pretty much interrupted in everything she was trying to do. We were left with the odd sight of Natalya trying to speak up for the rest of the women's division, not Divas, the rest of the women's division. And that all fell a bit flat as well. So, is that Natalya? Is that your Natalya impersonation? Yeah. So, it's a bit rude. Never mind. So yeah, Raw again didn't really sort of take us on or pick anything up there. It was a bit. Meh.
It was a bit.
Yeah, and we had the sight of Dean Ambrose being sent to Suplex City. I think it was like something like 13 suplexes. It was unlucky 13 for Dean Ambrose.
It was a very unlucky.
He did try and get various implements into play. I mean, apart from just the chairs, the chainsaw being very ably demonstrated by my assistant here. There was the steel club, or the club with the barbed wire on. It was actually a 4x2, wasn't it? That he'd been given. But anyway, yeah, none of it actually came in and handy for him, because something he couldn't combat was the strength and the power of the beast incarnate. So I quite enjoyed that. Again, it wasn't a stunner, but it was entertaining. But that, for me, the main bout was seeing Taker and Shane McMahon. Wanting to see, did expect Shane to win. That was the thing. I did expect there's going to be some sort of power struggle going on, so that when Triple H lost his title later on in the evening, it was going to be a real sort of Stephanie and Shane. Oh, by the way, how was Stephanie dressed?
Oh yeah.
What was Stephanie? What did she think she was dressed up as? Not so sure what was going on there. Looked like she'd had like a bit of a rough night out, and then someone had stuck her in a wind tunnel. It was like, whoosh. I don't know what was going on there. But of course, one final thing that we haven't mentioned was the appearance of The Rock, which also gave a chance for a certain to make an appearance. Johnny Cena, just in case you've got no idea what we're talking about. Johnny Cena! So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us with a champion that no one really wants as champion. Why don't they just let Roman Reigns turn heel? It would be a lot easier and a lot simpler, because then we could boo him quite happily. All the booings would make sense within the context of any storyline they want to throw up. But to have him keep trying to justify himself, I don't really see the sense in that. He's obviously not going to win the crowd over. It would take some sort of seismic shift in people's opinion So there we have it. There's a kind of mixed reception. I mean, we're generally okay with WrestleMania 32. It wasn't a stunning WrestleMania 32. There were quite a few things that happened that we were sort of expecting to happen. Loved the Shane McMahon moment. So that in itself kind of saved it in my eyes, if you like. And now, what we'd like to do is hear what you thought about WrestleMania 32 in the comments down below. And then there's WrestleMania 33. And where's that, Ninja Boy?
Orlando.
That is in Orlando, where we actually caught WWE live in 2015 in Orlando. So
When they announced the Royal Rumble.
yeah, it would be nice to dream and perhaps think we might get there for WrestleMania 2017. I don't know. Could just be a pipe dream. Could just be a pipe dream. Anyway, that's it from us. Don't forget, we'll be back to preview the next pay-per-view, which will be in May, which we believe is the next pay-per-view.
Extreme Rules.
What? Were you listening? No. Which we believe is going to be Extreme Rules. And don't forget, in between time, we've got all our usual videos: WWE Supercard, WWE Immortals, Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, FIFA 16, Marvel Contest of Champions. I know some of you are actually saying, well, I'm not interested in A, B and D. Well, we're trying to do so. Yeah, F that. We're trying to do something for everyone, keep you all happy. So there is a little schedule. If you look at the videos down below, you'll see that they are sectioned off into days, and we do our best to try and make sure we bring you the videos on the days we say we will. So please look out for us. Follow us on Twitter @BadLadDad. Look on Instagram @BadLadDad. Facebook @BadLadDad. YouTube @BadLadDad. And we'll see you real soon.